What's up, guys? This is Jeremy from Achievement Hunter, and welcome back to the Quantum Break Collectible Guides. This is Act 4. If you guys are this far into the game, I hope you're enjoying it, because I sure as hell did. Act 4 has 4 parts and a junction, so let's get through them. The first is going to be a Chronon Source. As soon as you start the level, it's going to be straight ahead of you. Grab that, and then hop your way up here. Again, this is how you're going to have to progress, but instead of climbing onto that rooftop, you're going to jump over onto this awning and grab your second Chronon Source. So there you go. 2 collectibles down for Part 4. Act 4. Part 1. Whatever it is. Once you are inside, you'll see these windows covered in newspapers and all that jazz. Walk over to this TV, and you will turn on your next narrative object. What this has to do with the story, I don't fucking know. It's some weird, like, Twilight Zone-looking show. I don't know. You can see what it was called right there, but whatever. After you're done with that, run your way over here. There's going to be a little cutscene right here where you look at a helicopter and all that. Head on downstairs and listen to this radio. I don't know if... I wonder if you ever run into radios while you're in a time stutter. Because how would that work? Huh. Yeah, it's weird to think about. Alright, pop open this window, hop outside. You'll get this scene where a helicopter flies over, and then time stutter, boop! Alright, everything's frozen. Before you head down the ladder right in front of you, which is where you're supposed to go, you're going to turn around and grab the Chronon Source that is hidden on the ledge behind you. Boop! There you go. Now you're going to go down that ladder and have a fight with a bunch of people. So take out all those soldiers, and you will have to climb up this ladder onto the bridge. Before you do that, turn around, and the Chronon Source is over by this gate. So you can pick that one up. That is 4 of 6. The collectibles in this are mostly Chronons. I think there might be 1 narrative object, maybe 2. And that is right here. It is this poster. As you get up onto the time-started bridge, everybody's firing. People are losing their minds. Come over here, and you can see this. Have you seen these 2, Fiona and Charlie? So that is going to be your narrative object right there. Now we are on to number 4. Continue forward, and it is just in the back of this. There you go. I guess there were 4 narrative objects. I totally forgot about the ones at the beginning. But Act 4 seems to be very Chronon Source heavy. I think they're trying to get you as strong as possible before Act 5, where you have like a boss fight. So, I mean, thank you to them. Speaking of which, after this, you're going to have to fight a really big heavy dude. So get ready to fight him. That one's a pain. Once you're done with that, you're going to get to the end right here where you're supposed to cross this bridge. Just grab this last Chronon Source before you head down. Boop, and there you go. 6 out of 6 Chronon Sources. And I think that is it for Act 4, Part 1. We are already on to Act 4, Part 2. You are back in the pool area. You're going to have to talk to Beth Wilder to advance the story right here. But make sure to first look at what she's reading. And then turn around and go over to this corkboard right here. Wait for it. Yeah, there's something else in there, Jeremy, but we're not going there yet. There we go. Go over to this corkboard and read this thing about Martin Hatch. It's his little dossier right here. You can read about him. So do that, then go talk to Beth Wilder, because once you talk to her, these doors will become openable. They are pretty much locked until you talk to her. Once you're done, you can go over here, pop this one open. There was a Chronon Source in here before, but now there's a radio, so you can get onto this radio to get your 3rd narrative object. Now, this one took me a while to figure out. The quantum ripple in this, you have to head to your right when you get to the pool area, and depending on if it's the taxi guy or the protest girl, you have to speak to them twice. That will make the quantum ripple happen, as they will tell you, like, hey, I can do this thing for you. If you talk to them a second time, they'll be like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. And that makes the quantum ripple happen. So that's how to do that one. It also unlocks about 4 narrative objects that you cannot see with your time vision until you talk to them. So this is where it got a little confusing for me. So do that one first, which is right next to them. Then come running over here to see this My Bleeding Clock poster, which I guess is like some emo band. Do that, and then come over here to see William's journal. Read. Nice coffee stain right on the front. Then the last one is going to be right there. For some reason, I went full, like, oh, is that a butterfly? Like, I just totally changed directions for no reason. Just wanted to hear what he was saying. I think that was me discovering, like, oh, I need to talk to him again, like, for the quantum ripple thing. So there's Will's rat time machine thing. And that is going to be narrative object number 7. Now, the Chronon Source is going to be as you run past Dr. Amaral. This is to the left as you enter the pool room. It is going to be up here in the bleachers or whatever this is. So, boop, you can grab that. First of 3 Chronon Sources. Now, this whole next section, I don't know if you actually have to do this part even, but you run over to these doors, and you're going to pop this thing open to the toilets, it says, but, you know, it's just to another locker room. And you'll walk into here. You can see me highlighting. There's a little toy giraffe right there that isn't anything. But then there's this picture of you and Will. This is narrative object number 8. Yeah. So that will snag you that. Then you are going to open that door right there. You can talk to Beth, too, if you'd like. Once you open this door, there will be a cutscene that plays. I'm going to skip, you know, pretty much all of the cutscene. But so a little cutscene plays. And as soon as it finishes, you will be getting an achievement. So just give it a second, and then the achievement will pop right there, Distant Mirror. So you can listen to a whole thing from Beth, and it will give you that achievement. As soon as that's done and you've gotten your achievement and you're all happy, you're going to turn to your left. Remember that you're still doing collectibles. Get sad again. And then there is Beth's notebook right there. So we're moving right along through Act 4, Part 2. We're going to get our next Chronon Source, which is, if you just follow Beth, she's going to say, hey, you can climb up here. Before you do that, go into this bathroom stall and grab this Chronon Source. Again, I already looked at it. That's why it's brighter than the sun right now. But once you're done with that, you're going to climb up onto the time machine. There's going to be a time stutter, and you're going to jump your way across, and the Chronon Source is going to be right in front of you when you're way, way up here. Boop. There you go. 3 out of 3 Chronon Sources found. I believe that is it. Yeah, that is it for Act 4, Part 2. We are now into Part 3. As soon as you start this one, you're going to run on down here, and there's 2 things waiting for you, 2 narrative objects. So grab that one, and then you're going to move your way over and grab this laptop. So there you go. 2 narrative objects right off the bat, just making it so easy for us. Another thing from Will to Beth you can read and expand on how they know each other and their relationship and all that stuff like that. The first Chronon Source is also in this room. Run all the way over here. This is back behind where a taxi guy or protest girl was. And there you go. There's your Chronon Source hanging out down here. So, whoop, you can grab that one. 1 of 3 found. Now, you're going to go ahead and talk to Beth. So this is back where we were, where we got that last achievement. There is another journal right here. So it's exactly where that one was in Act 4, Part 2. Now run your way over here. Instead of turning right into that room where we climbed up last time, you're going to head up the stairs and grab this Chronon Source right here. So this is number 2. I believe there's 3 in this one. Yeah, so there's 3 Chronon Sources. You are almost there already. There's a lot of levels in Act 4, but they don't have a lot of collectibles, which I really like. So we're back in the bathroom there. As you're walking out, there's going to be all this crap up on the wall that you can look at and see how she was kind of going nuts. As there's this wall of calendars right here, which is, you know, kind of eerie and cool and all kinds of stuff like that. Then, so when she opens that door for you, you're going to continue forward and just follow the path I'm taking right now. You're going to go into the bathroom, which, funny enough, is labeled Gents. So you're going to go into the Gents bathroom right here, or locker room, and grab your 3rd and last Chronon Source for Act 4, Part 3. Now we're going to finish up these narrative objects just by going over here. We got these schematics of the countermeasure, and so this is Beth's new 2010 plan. Oh, Beth, you sly dog. And then right over here is the last narrative object for Act 4, Part 3. Like I said, not a whole lot of collectibles. Act 4 is a lot of story. There's not a whole lot that happens in this part. So, you know, just take it all in, read everything, have a good time, get invested in the story. It makes the game a lot more fun. All right, here we go. Act 4, Part 4. The first thing is a quantum ripple. As you're running forward, it is going to be this electrical box. Don't follow Beth. Turn left and go over to this circuit box right here. Pop it open. Or I guess you don't pop it open. You just fucking destroy it or whatever. And that is going to give you your final quantum ripple for the game. So tossing stones in a pond is the achievement you will unlock. There is all of your quantum ripples. Done, done, done. Now, before following Beth back into the pool, you're going to run your way down this alley over to this gate right here. It says no trespassing, and the Chronon Source is floating right over it. So snag this guy. He's trying so hard. All right, he's got it. Only 3 in this level. Again, there's just so few. I love it. Okay, run your way up into Will's workshop and read this thing over here. I like it just says this. All angles are okay, blah, blah, blah. It's all stuff about the countermeasure. The next narrative object is going to be right over here. You got Will's journal, reading about that. This is another section where all this stuff is very, very close together. Because as soon as you're done with that, you're going to head over to this radio right here and snag your third narrative object. So that's 3 out of 5. So we only got 2 Chronon sources left, and only a couple of narrative objects, 2 narrative objects as well. And the next Chronon source is right there in the same goddamn area. That was me like, oh, I think I can get it from... Ah, fuck it. Run your way around and just snag this one. Poof, got it. 2 Chronon sources found. We are getting real close to the end of this one. The next narrative object is going to be in the area you have to go. You have to go into this room right here and turn back time so that you can push a button and unlock a door. Listen, I understand if you don't play this game, that sounds like just nonsense, but just trust me on this one. So you can read Will's whiteboard, which is pretty funny when you read it. It's about him trying to budget all of his time with all this weird shit that he's doing. One of the things just says erase this, and it's just never done. Once you're done with that, you're going to exit the room and climb up onto these boxes, jump up here, and snag the Chronon Source from up on the wall behind you right there. That is going to be your last Chronon Source for Act 4, Part 4. We only have 2 more collectibles for Act 4 completely. So here we go. The last narrative object for Part 4 is going to be as you come through this room right here. Beth's going to be on the ground looking at something. Just look at the board behind her, and that is going to finish off Part 4. We are moving on to your final junction. This is where you make your final decision. So you're going to once again be playing as Paul Serene. Here we go. Back into Monarch. I'm just running circles because I'm so goddamn happy. So you'll get to this area where you kind of stand up straight and walk up these stairs. This guy's going to be offering you medication. You know, oh, sir, you got to do this. You can choose whether or not to trust him. Walk into this office right here instead of going over to the medication and open up this laptop. And that is the last narrative object for Act 4. That is it. Act 4 is done. We have 1 more act. So if you want to see that video when it's out and done, you need to like this video. Well, you don't really need to do that, but you need to subscribe to Achievement Hunter. Trust me on that one. You got to believe me. Time depends on it.